All right, we're live. Hello, everyone. I am super excited to have Shannon, one of our really successful Fast 40 members, on with us. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just turn this off because I can hear some background noise. 1 second here. There we go. Okay. Got it. I can hear the background noise. Oh, I still hear background noise. Do you hear that?
No, I don't hear it.
Interesting. Okay. Got it. So in Shannon, one of our successful members, I still hear the background noise. Hold on a second. Let me try to Instagram and see if that'll work. Maybe it's just on my end. So it's weird to hear myself talk twice, but that's okay. We'll get it done. So, okay, Shannon, let's cut to the chase here. So, how much weight did you lose, and how long did it take?
So in 40 days, I lost over 12 pounds and 18 and a half inches.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Never done that before.
Gosh. And I was going to ask you, what's the most surprising thing about your transformation?
I feel good and I feel like I can maintain it. Like I feel like I'm in a zone where I'm strong enough to keep it off, which I worried about in the beginning because I thought when I started losing weight, I'm like, okay, it's just going to come back like it always does eventually. You know, I fluctuate the 15 pounds. And this time I feel like I've done the work and I've got the mindset and I'm ready to tackle whatever I need to tackle. And it's just gonna, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just going to keep going and keep this mentality for life.
It's wild. I mean, 18 inches is unbelievable. If someone told you 40 days ago that you'd feel like this and you dropped 18 inches, what would you have said?
Well, before I met you, I'd be like, whatever, but once I met you and saw some success stories from your other clients, I believed it. And I was like certain that I could do it too. And I was really excited because I wanted to make it happen and I wanted it to be my new lifestyle. So that's, but before I met you, but no, I would have been like, whatever, it's just going to be, another diet that I started on a Monday and failed at.
By Friday. Well, Thank you for saying that. So let me ask you, where were you at physically and emotionally before even starting the Fast 40?
I was addicted to sugar. Like I was eating, I was on like a slow sugar drip to get through my day. Like I would just maybe have something like I would struggle with at work. And I would definitely go grab a bagel or grab, a bag of candy or eat my emotions, I guess I would say. And so to get out of that habit was huge. And I think just like over time, over the past couple of years, I just slowly got more and more addicted to sugar and was just relying on it to get through my day. So I needed, I needed the carbs and I needed, whether it was carbs or just, straight desserts or candy or whatever. It was like, that's what my body wanted. And I tried a few different like diets to get.
Yeah. What did you try?
I did like a fitness program last year. And it was decent. It worked for 2 months, but then after the 2 months, it wasn't sustainable. They wanted me to eat chicken like for every meal. And it was like, that doesn't make any, after a while, it's like, that doesn't make sense.
Nope.
So it was like, I was done. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And like, I've tried intermittent fasting to where I would just eat whatever I wanted during a certain window, but I was still eating sugar during that, 8-hour window that I chose for myself. So it wasn't really something that would work over time. It was because that sugar was still like a problem for me.
Yeah.
So
that's such an important thing we just said, because so many people come before even come to me, they've kind of given up. Like they don't even believe it's going to work because they've done paleo and keto and diets do not work And there's a reason why is you can't reset your hormones in a diet. So Shannon, you got to experience this. Is we did a whole hormone reset with you. You're not even in the same playing field as someone doing fasting and paleo and keto and Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers and Ozempic. It's a completely different playing field.
Yeah.
So I love that. And what made you finally go, you know what, I got to change this? Like, what made you say that?
I was just tired of being like, I was tired all the time. You know, I wasn't sleeping well. I have 2 kids and I was trying to like do everything I could to take care of them, but I was tired. So it was just one of those things where I wanted to be more alert and present for my own family, and that I knew I needed to make a change to do that.
So yeah, beautiful.
That's when we went through the life priorities, like my kids are the top of my list.
Yeah, right. That's one of the people may not know what you're saying, but we have a process inside the Fast 40 of really helping people know what are your top 3 highest life priorities. And it's game changer to know that about yourself. And for so many reasons. So we're going to ask you, what were your biggest fears or doubts when starting the Fast 40?
Well, that I wasn't going to be able to do the work, honestly. And I remember sitting on my couch one day, it was like probably day 30. And I really wanted some Cheetos or a biscuit because I had both of them in the house. And so I was like looking at them and I was like, but if I cheat on day 30 and I don't actually make it through the 40 days, I'm really going to regret like what could have been had I not done that. And so that was my whole determining factor of don't do it. Like you're so close to the end. But I was literally afraid that, you know, it was going to be one of the things that I was just going to, you know, do 21 days and not finish. But also because of your accountability, that's why I stayed the course, because I didn't want to deal with Dr. Cody Goldman asking me, what the heck did you do yesterday when I gained 3 pounds of Cheetos and a biscuit?
I'm laughing, but it is, some people like, you know, ask me like, what's the difference with Fast 40? Is it a diet? Is it your supplements? Is it the thing? But the daily, it's what you learn about yourself that you can't learn anywhere. I don't know where else you would learn this. I don't. No. So that daily accountability is really interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting.
It was super helpful for me because it kept me on track. And normally, you know, I would go like 3 p.m. if I was starving, maybe go grab, you know, something that I shouldn't, when instead learning what I learned from you, I just eat another meal if I'm hungry. Like I eat when I'm hungry, but
what a concept.
Eat the right things. Yeah. And it works. And then I'm still losing weight. I'm eating more and I'm still losing weight.
Can you say that again?
Yeah. I am eating more than I ever probably was. I mean, when I eat, you know, like when I would go out and eat a burger and fries, I'm probably eating too much, but like eating what I eat for a meal, my dinner size plate is full of vegetables and protein. Plus I'm having like a bowl of fruit afterward. So it took me a while to figure out I needed more food as we progressed. And now I'm eating 6 ounces of meat at every meal and I'm full at the end of it and I lose weight still.
Unbelievable. And I say unbelievable because most women listening to this are not going to believe you. Yeah. Because we're told to starve ourselves. And I was just on a phone with someone earlier who was just kind of going, I don't understand, like, you know, trying to count calories. And have you counted calories during this, Shannon?
No, I'm curious what I'm eating, but I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Right. And I try to get people away from counting calories because it's neurotic. It's also a way for your mind to try to override your innate wisdom of the body.
Yeah. And
so what's funny is we count calories because we don't trust what our body's telling us. And what you've got in tune with is trusting yourself now. That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah. I always thought that like 4 ounces was what, you know, like I think we were told 4 ounces is a portion. That's what you should eat. So you're thinking, okay, I just need 4 ounces and I'm good. But I'm eating way more than that.
Yeah, you are. You exactly. And it's because no one's the same. No one's the same. Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you, what was there anything that surprised you with the process? Meaning, like, was this easier or harder or different than you thought?
Well, it was definitely different, and different in a good way, like different because it worked.
Yeah,
Once I kind of got in tune with my body and how much I needed to eat, I was surprised at how good I felt. Like my mind was clear. I felt really peaceful. I didn't give a crap about anybody or anything. Like I just like, I don't know, like my give a crap went away. Like nothing bothered me. Nothing still bothers me. So I just have a really clear mind. I'm really peaceful, and and I'm happy. And then my happiness is just passed on to my kids, and my house is happy. So it's like the whole world in my little zone is completely in a different zone than it was previously, and it's very, very good.
Yeah, that's so cool. Were there any moments, because you did that, I mean, the 12 pounds 18 inches in 40 days is really short. Were there any moments where you almost gave up? And if you did, how did you get through that?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was like, why did I sign up for this? You know, what was I thinking? I kind of went through the process in my head, and that was before I figured out I really needed 6 ounces. I was kind of bouncing around, and honestly, it was like because of my limiting beliefs of needing to eat more food. So it was like in the beginning when I thought I needed to stay at 4 ounces, and I go to 5, and then I'd try and go back to 4, but then I was always hungry. So until I really got to the 6 ounces of food, it just stayed there.
Wow.
I kind of wanted to like tell you to go fly a kite and be done with you. But on the other side, I didn't want to like, check in with you in the morning and
Right.
tell you that I ate a donut, and you would be like, what the heck? So.
Yeah, again, another thing about having daily accountability to talk to someone, because I don't know how any of us would ever figure this out. And what I've gotten really comfortable with is being the jerk and the non-jerk that supports and challenges you. Because like, do you know what I mean? That's what's interesting is like, I'm okay being the bad guy and the good guy. And I think that's what truly, when you look at love and appreciation, that's what it is someone that can both support and challenge you equally. So we have a breakthrough because we're trying to see outside of ourselves or outside of our old programming.
Yeah, and honestly, like there was no like terrible wrath from Dr. Goleman, but it was you were always loving and supportive when I told you I gained a pound, and then we're like, okay, let's figure out what it was and what happened. And usually it was a bad night of sleep would make me gain a pound of weight.
Isn't that wild? And I would tell you, in any of the diets across the board from injections to weight loss pills to lap band surgeries, you would never learn that.
No.
Like you imagine you learn the opposite. You take Ozempic and Wegovy, sleep, don't sleep, your body just loses weight. And it seems like magic. The problem is you're not losing just fat. You're also losing muscle. And you never learned how much food you actually need. So what weight loss program can you say that someone at the end of it goes, I just needed to eat way more than I was eating? Right? And that's why.
Yeah.
With that?
Just eat the right food.
Yeah, and exactly. And the thing is that you just never, most people have learned not to eat enough, truly, and that's what's happening. So I was going to ask you, what other changes did you notice? Of course, I mean, your clothes fitting is huge, but I'd love to know about that. But physically, emotionally, energetically, just curious about that.
I'm waking up earlier. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning now, and I love that because I have some, time to myself. I'm not waking up tired. I've actually started cutting coffee. I wanted to do that initially, but you told me to wait, which I think was great advice. So I kind of had coffee as my clutch while I was doing this, but but now I'm just 1 cup a day, and I'm having it after breakfast. So I'm not even having it on an empty stomach anymore. So, and I might even just cut it all together. Next week, I cut it in half, and then I cut it in half again. So it's definitely something that doesn't serve me anymore. I don't need it. So I noticed that, but obviously, my clothes, I have a whole stack of clothes that don't fit anymore. And it's pretty amazing. I went shopping last week and sat in the waiting room and waited for them to go get me smaller sizes, because the smaller size I grabbed for myself was too big. So that was kind of fun. to learn that I was actually smaller than I even thought I was.
Dang.
Yeah.
Gosh, I hope women are listening to this and just kind of going, holy shit, because that's not a small thing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, full disclosure, I'm 47 in perimenopause and definitely have like the symptoms of that. And my tummy is flat. Like I don't have belly fat.
How freaking awesome. You
Yeah.
This and I want to say it's a little sad for us to be like, that's awesome, because that's freaking normal. That's actually normal. But it is not normal in America.
Right.
Where your doctors tell you get fat during menopause. That's literally what they tell you, is you gain weight. And it's normal, Shannon. You're going to slow down. You have joint pains. It's normal to be tired. Your sleep is off. It's just because you're a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You're a woman. That's why it's like that. You're over 40. That's bullshit. And
yeah, I agree with that.
Say that. You can say that now.
I can say that. I don't have any. I mean, I don't have any belly fat anymore. It's amazing. I've had 2 babies. I don't. Yeah. So I've been pregnant. I've had the belly. It's gone away. It's gone.
Like, holy shit. Like redefining, like this is, I love hearing this. Can I just ask, because you how do you feel, if you could sort of feel in this, how do you feel in your body now? If you like dropped in, how do you feel in your body? I want to know in your mind versus 40, 50 days ago. How do you feel? What's the difference inside?
I just feel better. Like I feel more energized, more peaceful. I feel like I know that I'm going to have more self-confidence walking around, knowing that, you know, my clothes fit better. So all the way around, I just have that confidence of like, I feel good, but also like the energy that I have is amazing. Like, I don't know how to explain that. Like that will translate into my kids' life so that I can be more present for them. It'll translate into my work so I can be more, I can do more work, you know, being more energized and not being tired. So yeah, that all the way around is amazing.
Yes. That's really where I was going with that question. The confidence piece, it translates into kids, family, business, work. Like, oh my God, so huge. I want to ask you, you've mentioned a few things, like, I think like how much food you need to eat. What have you learned about your body through this process? What else have you learned about your body?
Remind me. Oh, well, I know. What we can talk about is I was drinking way too much water for probably 3 weeks. The first 3 weeks, I thought that because I live in the desert, I thought I needed more water. And I thought it was no big deal if I was drinking like, you know, maybe 100 ounces of water versus what you said, half your body's weight in ounces. Yeah. And I just thought it's water, it's healthy, it's no big deal. But I was drinking too much water. And when I cut back to what I needed to be, it took a minute. I was thirsty, but my body was used to that. I've adjusted and I'm better now. But then the weight really started shedding once I did that too. As well.
Okay, let's can we talk about that? Why did that happen, Shannon?
I don't know. Like, I still don't know. Process for my kidneys? I don't know. Yeah, you tell me.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because then you're like, I still can't figure out. And by the way, the things that I get to work with you on and with my patients on, I did not learn in a textbook, and I did not learn from a school. And I want people to understand this, because our textbooks, many, even our healthcare system, a lot of them are not based on how the body actually works. So I could care less about what research says, and I want to know what my experience says. And so this seems counterintuitive. What I noticed though was at half your body weight. Okay, so what happens if the old adage of when you're hungry, Shannon, just drink water?
Yeah.
Now let me tell you the bullshit in that statement. The complete bullshit in that statement. When you're hungry, hunger is for food. Yeah. Thirst is for water.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's interesting because, and let me say where this is not bullshit, is you can't trust your hunger mechanism when you're a sugar burner. So sugar, literally, you can't tell when you're hungry or full. It's inaccurate. So let's just say, in all fairness, right? But if you're hungry and you drink water, water has how many calories? 0. Mm-hmm. What if your gas gauge was on empty, Shannon, Okay, and you needed gas, but you filled it up with water. So the full line, the gauge showed this, but you had water in your tank. What would happen?
You're not going anywhere.
And that's what happens with this. You literally trigger your body that you're actually full, and it goes, I can't fill up anymore because I'm full of water, but it didn't get any calories. And what it does, it puts you in survival mode, and it screws with your brain. You're literally saying, fill up with water, fill up with a no calorie substance. So body, I want you to process emotions, deal with my kids, run my business, but I want you to do it with no calories. I want you to drive across the country with no gas.
Yeah.
That's what I want you to do. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in the human body, what that does is it triggers survival mode. And in survival mode, you store fat.
Yeah. And I think that's what I did. So for like 3 weeks, I was losing weight, but it wasn't to the amount that I thought that I should be. And then it really it got going as soon as we discussed that and kind of figured out that was a problem.
No one would have ever known that. You would have never figured that out. No doctor would have ever told you it. I wouldn't have known had I not seen it with myself. And then now I've seen it with 1,000 people. It's like, holy shit. So that's really cool. Okay. I want to ask you, what about eating on time? Because we talked about you eating enough. That was a big deal. What about eating on time?
So, okay. So I eat at the same exact time every single day. And if I stray by more than 30 minutes or maybe 45 minutes, I gain weight. And my body goes into this mode of, I guess, fat storage because it thinks it's not coming. The food's not coming. So I'm very, very, very structured on that. And just because I learned that from you and in the beginning, so during the first, maybe the first 2 weeks, it was like, I was ready for lunch when it was time for lunch. So I made sure to eat at the same time. And then some days I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it till 5 p.m. before, dinner gets here. And then all of a sudden I'd make it and I'd be fine. But it was just like in my head's telling me one thing. And my body was like, yeah, you're fine. You can do this. But yes, I ate on time. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 times I didn't quite eat on time and I did gain weight the next day. Yeah. And that was the culprit for that.
Isn't that wild? And I can hear when some people hear this is what I hear people thinking is, oh my God, that's so strict. And what I like to tell people is, no, that's so freaking loving.
Yeah.
Because Shannon, what's interesting is you didn't really learn that from me. We learned that from your body. And we learned it by watching the scale. And you go, wow, I missed a meal at this time and I gained weight. So your body told us that. So if we remove, not that you said this, but remove the whole thing about this being strict, this has to do with loving yourself. So if your body you're putting high demands on your body, and then not that you're doing this, but people complain about you having to eat on time. I'm like, what are you talking about? This incredible machine, that's like complaining that your gas gauge keeps getting empty every day because you're driving too far. It's the same thing.
Yeah. And once you start it, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. But until you kind of figure this out, I don't know. This is like a course that needs to be taught in school because everybody needs to know this, but they don't know till you know.
And that's something I actually literally, if someone asked me, if I go back and change our school system, I would not teach the shit we taught because it didn't help. I would teach people how their body works. And if I fast forward, the doctors we go to are not taught how the body works. Our doctors are experts in disease, not experts in health. And if I could get that across to people, like you're going to someone who's an expert in disease, mostly, not experts in health. That makes a big difference. That's like saying I'm going to someone who's an expert in foreclosure versus an expert in how do I actually make my mortgage and my payments and how do I make my house work?
Yeah.
Do you see
you're speaking my language now.
right. Now I can speak your language, right? So you get that. Okay, that's very cool. So if someone was watching this and thinking about doing Fast 40, what would you tell them? I
would say do it. Just do it. Because it's going to change your life and it's going to change your family's life and you'll be better for it. And I don't know, I just can't recommend it enough. It's like the I'm so grateful that I did it. I'm so grateful that I met you and decided to, jump in with both feet to get this done, because it has really, it's been life changing for me. I'm going to be able to earn more income because I have more energy to work, because and I can take care of my kids better, because I'm happier when I'm at home. And so if I'm happier, then they're happy. I mean, if mom is happy, everybody's happy.
Big deal. Big deal. And Shannon, I got to talk to you at Brand Builders Group in person. I don't know if that was I can't remember, it was a month or two ago, whatever it was, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
2 months or something. And I'm going to tell you my reflection from knowing you, from meeting you then and now. I didn't, you weren't showing like you're heavy. Like, women are really good at wearing baggier clothes. Okay. I watch women do this. We can see it. But you felt heavy. I'm not talking about weight. Like, you felt heavy emotionally. There's heavy energy. And what's interesting is, I advertise weight loss because that's what people understand. But what's really happening is your body is a loudspeaker of you. And when life builds up, I call it charge. When this energy builds up and there's so much charge built up, it literally resembles in our body. And so you are like light, you are happy. Like, it's almost like I literally can almost feel I'm not kidding you, this, like a dark cloud cleared. And you're literally, so I hear the word enlightenment. People think, well, what's enlightenment? We clear the heaviness about ourselves, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and we lighten up.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I feel better than I have in years. I'm the size I was probably in my 20s, which is just, I mean, unbelievable. Like, who knew that I could ever get back to the size I was when I was, 26 years old. So that's amazing.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that, because I have so many, the women that I work with, they're when I ask them what's their healthy weight, they're like, they'll give me their weight in their 40s or 50s, and they're in their 60s now. They never give me their weight in their 20s. And that's just the funny thing is we have such a low expectation on self because we've never been told what's real for us, what's truly there. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember when we first talked, I told you I needed to lose 8 pounds. And
that's right. I do remember that.
I was like, I have about 8 pounds to lose. And now I'm down 13 now. It was 12 in the 40 days, but I'm down 13. So.
Oh my God. That is so, thank you for reminding me about that.
Yeah.
Because that you're saying exactly what happens is we just kind of go, right. And just to remind people, as we're hearing this, I don't care about someone being skinny. I want to know what's healthy. And I want to really say this: for every pound of excess fat, there is normal fat and structural fat that we need. That's healthy. But the abnormal fat is what Shannon's talking about. 8 pounds, but there was actually 5 more that was on her that she didn't even know. And that's important, not because we want her to skinny, because we want her to have a heart that doesn't have to pump hard and last, so she can be around for her kids and her kids' kids. And that's why we want to get the fat off her body. So I love that you reminded me of that. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, one other thing to that point, my Oura Ring has told me that my resting heart rate is down 10 beats per minute since I've started.
I think did you send that to me a while ago? Yeah. That's unreal. 10 beats per minute. Shannon, let me ask you, what is the impact of that one change over the next 40 years?
I would think it's huge, but I don't know specifically because I'm not medical, but I think that it would be pretty big. My blood pressure has always been good, but it's going to be even better. My arteries will be clean, I'm assuming. But I just think all of it, I mean, it's going to help me sleep better. It's going to help me work out better. It's going to be amazing.
People think that they have heart problems because they got old. And I want to tell you, heart issues do not come with age. It comes with, when you look at that 10 beats per minute higher, look at that 10 beats per minute, take those minutes, divide it by how many minutes in a day, then a week, then a month, and then add that up over the course of 40 years. And think about how much harder someone's heart had to work. And Shannon, you had 13 pounds. Like, This is
Yeah.
13. What about 20 or 30 or 40? 75% of our country is overweight.
Yeah.
And I personally, I was overweight many years ago, and I had excess fat and I didn't know what to do with it. And I didn't realize the impact. You're going to see this, Shannon. You're going to see the impact for you and the people around you with where you are. I'm 48. I feel I'm stronger, healthier, more energetic than I was at 27. I've got more muscle mass and less fat now. And I feel freaking amazing. But at 27, I didn't feel like that. But you're going to see us at 50, 60, and 70. It's going to show up there where someone's heart had to work much harder to get them to this point where yours hasn't. That makes me like want to cry.
Yeah, no happy tears.
Yeah, it makes inspiring tears. So
yeah.
Shannon, thanks so much for coming on and doing this to me. Is there anything else you want to say?
I can't recommend your program enough. I just am so like I said before, I'm grateful. It's truly amazing, and it's one of a kind. There's nothing out there like it. And it's a lifetime program. Like I will be this way for life. And if I'm not, then I need you like beating down my door. But yeah, I want to be this healthy for the rest of my life.
Yes. And I want you to be that healthy and that loving to yourself for the rest of your life. Yeah. Then hell yes. That's what we learned. So thanks so much for being on here.
Yeah, you're welcome.